Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Leeahd, and it's the final day of High Key Week. Week 4, Day 4, the last day of the week. This video is a day late, but hey, still managed to get 4 videos out this week, so I'll take it as a win. This week has been all about high key painting, how I approach it, and my tips and tricks to help you create your own high key painting if you're up for the challenge. So here's today's painting. Just kidding, it's not actually all white. Let me show you what it really looks like. I'll also include a close-up at the end of the video after the painting process so you can get a better look at it. For this piece, I wanted to push the concept of high key to the absolute max. When I first started, it felt like I was doing just that. But by the time I finished, my eyes and sensibilities had adjusted so much that it didn't feel as extreme anymore. Plus, I know other artists have pushed this concept even further. For example, Andrew Kadima created a white-on-white painting using only warm and cool whites and nothing else. So yeah, it is possible to go even more extreme. But I think this painting still qualifies as pretty intense. That said, I did end up dipping slightly below my darkest dark key. If you don't know what I'm talking about as far as my dark key, I explained it in one of my previous videos, but it's basically how dark my darkest dark is supposed to go. One reason for dipping below my dark key was to add a bit more value range to define the planes of her face. While the lightest light in this painting might technically be pure white, 99% of the painting is actually a bit darker than that. I compressed the lights throughout most of the painting, keeping the value range incredibly tight. If I hadn't done this, the whole painting would have looked blown out or clipped, which can work in certain scenarios, but wouldn't have conveyed the delicate feel I was going for here. I also dipped into my dark slightly because I didn't want this to become a mono-value painting. That's a painting where there's no visible value shift at all. While I find the effect of mono-value paintings intriguing, that wasn't my goal here. Instead, I was going for a high-key look with some value shifts, which meant balancing my lights and darks for just enough range. Unlike my last painting, where hard edges became a bit of a challenge, I tried to use the marks and textures from the paint to my advantage in this piece. Sometimes you can suggest an edge or plane change without altering the color, just by how you lay down the paint. It's a double-edged sword, but if you're mindful of it, you can really make it work for you, which is what I aim to do here. You might have noticed a lot of brush texture running through the painting. That's actually from the medium I used when sealing the board. I didn't expect it to show up as much as it did. Normally, oil paint's thickness can cover surface texture like this, but because this painting is so delicate and the values are so subtle, I didn't use as much heavy paint, which let the texture come through more. If you're interested in trying high-key painting, I recommend doing some practice pieces where you push the concept as far as you think it can go. It's amazing how much your eyes and brain adjust after working for a few hours. What you initially thought was the limit might not be at all. When I do high-key paintings, I typically edit my reference to match the high-key values. It's so much easier to paint what you see. However, this painting was so extreme that I had trouble seeing and interpreting the reference. After blocking in the foundation, I ended up using the original, unedited reference and doing the color conversions in my head. And that's it for today's painting. I hope you found this process helpful and inspiring. Next week, we'll dive into a brand new theme. If you have any suggestions or questions about painting or painting themes, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Sharing this video with your fellow art lovers really helps too. You can also join my art community on Discord and follow me on social media, links in the description below. And if this painting caught your eye, it's available on my website for the special price of $250. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. Wishing you an amazing weekend, and as always, happy painting.